Hi guys, welcome back again. So this is what this Nigerian comedian and a skit maker Odaya Asom Chidebere, popularly known as the Confamous, has to say about demise of Nollywood actor Obumneme Odowondo, popularly known as Jnr Pope. Listen to this video to the end. Listen what he has to say about his demise. And if you have not hit the plus sign, please do, for you to know when I drop the next video.
I directed her how to park her car. She was driving recklessly. This woman was confused. She didn't know. Of course, you know now, somebody whose husband is all over the news that he dead, how she would. So I told her to join me in my car. So we drove. We went straight to the scene. And so when we got to the place, and I got some persons to hold her, you know, while I go close to the water to, you know, find out, because there was a very large crowd.
I know for sure that I have mentioned in several of my videos that has to do with the boat accident that occurred in River Niger on Wednesday, the 10th of April 2024, that claimed the life of Jnr Pope Olanti, Abigail Friday, and Precious. That it is when everybody is done talking that the real truth will be exposed, because the real people that this particular boat accident affected directly will start talking, because it is now dawned on them that indeed their loved one is gone and gone forever. Here, Dickie Famous, who is one of the best friends of Jnr Pope and also a close family friend to the family of Jnr Pope, narrated exactly what happened, and from his detailed narration, you will know that he was present in every ordeal on that same day, 10th of April 2024. Please do either sit or just lie down comfortably and listen attentively, because he has a lot to say from the moment he received the call of the sad incident and everything he did till the end of the night. And while you are at that, this is your first time on my channel, please just click on the red icon down below to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, and also share your thoughts in the comment section. And the video credit goes to Dickie Famous.
I got a call from my elder brother that, have I heard from Jnr Pope? Probably before that time, I spoke with Jnr Pope that same day. I think from the timing that we found out, the timing, I think I was the last person who spoke to Jnr Pope on the phone before he died. Yes, I think, I'm not very sure, but I think I might just be the last person that he spoke with on the phone before he passed. So, because he was supposed to pick up his ticket for my show that same day in the evening. So we're talking while he was entering the boat. We're on the phone. That was 12:49 p.m. on the 10th. So as we were talking, he was about entering the boat. It was not like, how am I preparing? I said, they push him, or they go. I was just playfully saying, and I told him, I said, you don't forget me, or since why they prepare for show, I never hear from you. You know, he said, oh, not true, no be lie, my brother, my head full, many things so a person they do. He now said, okay, so where my ticket now? I go take get them. I said, now make me they call you. Where you did, make I bring your ticket. He said, where I did far. That's what he said. Where I did far, close to Onisha Bridge. I said, he said, yes, say would they shoot? So I think on the background I was hearing some voices. I think they were preparing to move, and some were already boarding. So he now said, okay, you know what, Famous, if I enter inside town, make I call you. I want shoot now. So he started rushing, and that was it. So I was now waiting for his call. I got a call as I was leaving the airport from my brother. I said, have you heard from Jnr Pope? I said, no. Yes, I spoke with him earlier. I said, but what do you mean? He said, someone called him now that Jnr Pope is dead. I said, no, it's not possible. I spoke with Jnr Pope by 12 this afternoon. The next thing, I called the wife. She picked and she was tensed. She was panicking. I said, okay, what did you hear? He said, Famous, I just hope it's a joke. They just called me now. They told me that something happened to my husband. I know it's a joke. I said, okay, where are you now? She said she's somewhere around Okbana Road. I said, where exactly? Look around you. Tell me anywhere you are. Just look anywhere. He said she's close to a particular place. And I said, okay, you know what? Wait for me at the front of McDonald's. So I even got there before her. Because I was speeding. Got to McDonald's with the guest I picked from the airport. And so I directed her how to park her car. She was driving recklessly. This woman was confused. She didn't know. Of course, you know now, somebody whose husband is all over the news that he's dead, how she would. So I told her to join me in my car. So we drove. We went straight to the scene. And so when we got to the place, and I got some persons to hold her, you know, while I go close to the water to, you know, find out, because there was a very large crowd. When I say large crowd, a lot of people in that place. So I started, you know, trying to create space, pushing people so I could get to the front and see what was going on. And on getting there, I saw one of the guys on the floor. They said that one was dead, and JP was just lying beside him with their face covered with their singlets. And so they removed it, and I saw that it was JP. I was cold. Like, my legs were shaking. I couldn't talk. I couldn't. So how do I go back to tell the wife? Because I was trying to convince her that it's not true, that the husband is still alive. She should calm down. So I told her to hold on, let me go and check. She was crying. I said she wanted to follow me. I said, no, hold on, the crowd is too much. So at first, how am I supposed to go back and tell this woman that something I've been giving her hope for all the while we're driving to the place, even getting there? How do I tell her that it's true? I was confused. I didn't know what to do. My eyes were bulging out. I was cold. I was shaking. I couldn't even cry. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't understand anything. And so they, you know, turned him upside down. They turned him upside down, and, you know, they were shaking him. They said they had done the CPR and everything they could do, and he wasn't moving. But some facts. First, that other guy, his stomach was already strong, but JP's own was not. That guy was a little puffy, you know, a little swollen, but JP was still normal, except at that time he already had, you know, black lips. And I went back. They started saying that they need to take, they called the police to, you know, get the bodies and all of that. So I think whether the police or, I don't know, someone came with a truck, they put their bodies in the truck, and then I was already back to the wife. Now this truck was, and I was convincing her that we should leave the place. Some persons told me to take her away, but she refused. And so they drove him and the other guy past the wife, and she screamed out loud. I could have showed you some of the videos, but I did not make any video that day. I couldn't make video. I didn't come there to make videos. It was on that day that I found out that 95% of the young people in this country are now content creators who create content with everything. There were some of the people I called. The major person that was calling me that day was Uju Okoli, but Uju was in Lagos. So
at this point, the narrator, Deacon Famous, broke down in tears. He started crying and decided to just excuse himself in front of the camera with the promise to continue the story some other time. And I waited and I waited, and he continued the story. So if you want to watch the continuation of the story and you are yet to subscribe, please just click on the red icon down below to subscribe. Remember to share thoughts in the comment section and also like this video. Remember that I already have forewarned you people that this particular video is so lengthy.
I was screaming, and from there they said we were going to a certain hospital. I didn't know the hospital. At the same time, I didn't want to take the wife there to the hospital. So I can't whine them. They tell and say I'm trying to make calls to know where they are. I don't really know where they are. You know, I just try the whine and make she know because she was forcing me. She said if I don't take her to where her husband is, that she's going to jump out of my car. So I was calling some Nollywood women. They go help me hold her now, because me I be man. Not me go they hold woman when they cry. Most times when somebody by man will they console, men will they console the man, women will they console the woman, you know. But some of these people, we finally got to the hospital. Some of the actors or Nollywood people where they call to help me hold the wife. If they come hospital, they go pass me, go do video first. At the end of the day, I was still the one holding this woman until later on, one of her friends called me, Mrs. JMO. She called me and said, please, wait, what's happening? Is it true? So I started to bring Jnr Pope's wife to her house. We got there, the woman joined us in the car and we went back to the hospital again. So I was still with her, you know. They already took the guy to the morgue. He didn't enter inside the mortuary because the mortuary attendant refused and said if he's going to stay here, he can only stay for only 3 days because he died in the water. So at that moment, Regina Daniel started calling me. Regina Daniel called me and said, where are you guys? What's happening? Is it true? She was just crying and just, you know. So me, I tell her, I say, you hold yourself. Oh, I'm trying to see how I can hold this woman. So if I'm going to tell you where we are, if you are going to come here, you have to, you know, arrange yourself so that it doesn't get worse for the wife. So it was difficult for Regina Daniel, but I directed her to the hospital, St. Joseph Hospital in Asaba. At this time, there was a large crowd, more than 500 persons in the hospital. And so Regina Daniel got there. Regina Daniel she came with her mom and a few other persons. I think they were the first set of people who came, and their focus first went to the wife. You know, every other person want to do video, every other person want to do many things where they will post later. You know, I don't have, like I said in the previous video, I don't have videos, you know, for all of these things, because at that moment I don't even remember say camera did for inside phone. You know, so she was in my car. Regina Daniel and her mom, they were with her, consoling her, crying and praying with her and all of that. So while we were there, some person, everyone, see, we had a larger percentage of illiterates in that hospital at that moment. Graduates when they not plenty. People will get exposed minds, no plenty. People will be civilized, no plenty. And many people were not what I thought they were rather. Many people were not what I thought they were. For this entertainment industry, people they serve God, they very few. Very, very few. That day I felt like it was only me self. Though a few other persons there. While we're there, she now said she wants to see her husband, and her father refused. Some other persons agreed, some refused. Me, I was of the opinion that let her see her husband. At the end of the day, she go still see him. If she don't see him today, she go see him tomorrow. She go see him next tomorrow. Before he's going to be buried, she will see him. So make she was crying and saying that she wants to talk to her husband. If she talks to her husband will wake up. Her husband will listen to her. So finally they agreed. We started walking towards where the husband was. Some Nollywood people intercepted and said no, she cannot see her husband, blah 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 blah. I'm like, why? Is this some form of tradition? What is your reason? Person husband, by make you see your husband body now. At least make she rest, make she agree, say it don't happen, you know. So they refused. After a while, they said okay, she can come now. We were going again. They intercepted her again and sent her back. This time around, Regina Daniel's mom was there and all those people, so they held her and said she has to see her husband. As we were approaching, the next thing we heard, Jnr Pope is alive. Jnr Pope is alive. JP is alive. One stupid boy was the one that started that news. You know. Meanwhile, before then, Oni Michael was saying that he doesn't believe that Jnr Pope is dead. That we can do something. We can do this. He was just trying to come up with ideas. You know, he said he doesn't believe JP is dead. You know, blah 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 blah. So said even before they brought him out of the river, they said they brought one Babalawo that brought him out of the river. That the Babalawo said sun has gone down, so he cannot bring anybody from the river. But because Jnr Pope is a celebrity, he will just try and do it so that fishes will not eat his body and all that. So that was why the man brought him out. So Oni Michael was like, this guy is still alive. He believes that this guy is alive. We should try this, try that. So while we're there, one idiot said, Jnr Pope is alive. He's alive. His hand was shaking. His body shook. That they saw him. His hand did like this. And the next thing, everyone rushed. This boy, can I get the phone? Let me have a phone. This boy that said that Jnr Pope is alive, this boy was not even close to the corpse. Like, he was not close to the body. He was not even close. Jnr Pope is alive. And he stood far as people were running towards the body. This boy was recording. He was recording. Like, this was like, it was like a, you know, like say a prank us. It just like say a prank us. Just the record. So the uncivilized people there, some started hitting him slippers. He's alive. We're hitting his leg, we're hitting his body, hitting him, using slippers to wipe this guy. We're hitting him. He's alive. Nobody could listen. Okay, let us, like, the crowd of people surrounding that truck were much. That's what I'm saying. I was not saying, hey, this guy is alive. Can we organize like a prayer chain? We're already in the hospital. Can the doctor come back and check him again? Or where 95% of the people there had the same opinion that he should be taken back to the river. That Babalawo that brought him out from the river. We got to finally Jnr Pope. He rushed him, brought him out because the driver of the truck was no longer around. Brought him out of the truck, you know, took him into one Lexus, and as they were about leaving, the second guy who was dead is a crew member. The crew members association or something like that now refused and said, this guy, Jnr Pope, is not going anywhere. If we are going to leave their own person, like they are going to leave their person, no, Jnr Pope is not going anywhere. They now carry the body of their own friend or their colleague, the crew member. They carried his own body and used it to block the gates. It was a huge drama that day. It was like film. They blocked the gate, so people now say, okay, start another car. They carry that other guy, put in the car, and they zoom. How do you move somebody? Let's assume Jnr Pope's hand shook at that time. More assume say hand shake. So let's when hand shake. How do you move him from a hospital to Babalawo? How do you do that? Such ideas could have come from only a demon showing on the screen as an actor. How do you do that? Nobody listened to any of us. Everybody just do their mind. So because the people when they will say, okay, make doctor check him and let us be praying, people get our opinion not past 5. So how we're supposed to subdue those many other people? And so since they already left for the river, we had to follow them because his wife was with me. Regina Daniel's aides also joined my car, you know. Regina Daniel, they moved, they just said I should stay in the front so that they'll follow me. So they followed me. We got to that place. They carried him straight to the Babalawo house. Is like up the hill. You know, you had to climb and climb and climb. We got there. By the time we're getting there, over 1,000 people were there already. So we got there. They put him near a fire. Did this. The Babalawo, I think he called some other Babalawo to join him. They blah blah blah, many things. I don't know how they do those things. Just laid him down there. They said another time again, that same idiot that said his hand shook at that time came to that place again and said his hand he shake now, he don't move. Everyone started saying he's alive. And this boy immediately left. The next video this boy made, this thing was happening at Ebu Marine, Anam River. This boy made his next video at the DBS Road. This boy was making videos, giving reports of what was happening at the Babalawo house and at the hospital while he was on DBS Road. I can't remember the boy that very dark man was talking about. So I don't want to mention his name. I know go make a case worse anyway. So this guy now said this guy was making video that he's alive. Everyone started posting he's alive, to the point that even the AGM president, without proper verification, posted that the young man was alive. Later on, he deleted the tweet or the stuff that he posted. So They tried all they could. Jnr Pope did not wake up. There's a part of his story I can't say here anyway. There's one side of it that I cannot say. So that one is for it's too deep, but no Allah. They left that place and took him back to the hospital you did not believe in. Crowd, before they reached us, the crowd already did. At this point, the crowd increased again. And so people were struggling. Doctors could not even do anything. Crowd was much. People were trooping into the hospital. You know, it was not even like the hospital compound, like the main hospital Ganga. People were trooping in, crowd. Even we carrying the wife, we couldn't even see space. So myself, Regina Daniel, her mom, came back. Regina Daniel came down from her car. I was trying to make her way into the front. So I think those people at the front, they had not seen her before at that whole scenario. They saw Regina Daniel and started screaming. As they were screaming from that front, the people behind thought that they were screaming that Jnr Pope is alive.
This is
just the beginning of the exposure of the hidden truth. And just like he said, to be continued, and trust yours truly to just bring to you the end of that story. And I have to admit that this particular video credit goes to the King Famous.